Hey, it's Faye and welcome to this channel. This video is about Ubersuggest. Ubersuggest was created by Neil Patel, whom I've been following in terms of SEO, how to grow your blog, your website, and build your online presence since I think more than 10 years ago. I've been a content creator officially since 2014 when I started my podcast, and more recently in 2019 as a YouTuber. This video is relevant if you are a podcaster, a blogger, or a YouTuber. What's the point of driving traffic to your website if, let's say, you're most popular on Instagram, or you feel like you're doing really well on YouTube or Facebook? Well, the reason is actually pretty simple. I'm gonna give you 3 of them. 1, when you build your platform, i.e. your website, you get to really own your platform and own your content. Something happens to YouTube today, tomorrow, it won't affect you. You still have your website. Ideally, you still have your email list too. Reason number 2, you get to build your services, your offerings, and your products in and outside of content creation. Reason number 3, you get to optimize the user experience you want for your users. So for instance, on Instagram or on YouTube, once they look at your picture, your video, they might be directed to go somewhere else. That's what those platforms are designed for. It is to keep people's attention span on their platform. When you have your own website, you get to direct your users to follow a path that you design for them. Of course, not everybody is going to follow and the drop-off rate may still be pretty high. But for those real true fans, if you want them to watch the first thing, second, and third, learn in a sequential order, and then reach out to you if they have questions so that their focus is right there to learn the way you want them to learn, well, building your website is even more important. Now, many of you probably already have your website, so what's the point of this? Neil Patel created Ubersuggest to help you understand how to optimize your website. If you're new to Ubersuggest, well, it's a tool that helps you organically grow your website. I argue that it's also helpful for whatever content you're trying to create, whether it's your Instagram posts or possibly your YouTube videos as well. But I want to show you sort of wide open, what it looks like, how you can benefit right away. And here I'm going to use my own website, feisworld.com, right here. And you notice that it says you can register for free. So yes, that's correct. You can actually use this entirely for free. Let's take a look right now before I sign in the data that I'm presented with. Looks like traffic overview on Feisworld is generally good. And here are my organic keywords, organic monthly traffic, domain authority, plenty of backlinks. Before we dive into some of the details, I am experimenting because in my description below, if you want to go through sort of my first look into Ubersuggest, using it for the first time, a slower but more detailed tutorial, about 12 minutes, then make sure you watch that video. This is a shorter, more crisp video if you want to just get a general sense of quick hits on how to use Ubersuggest. So I'm back with the analytics and keyword ideas, competitive analysis, SEO Explorer, Ubersuggest was able to provide me with. It took a good, 5 minutes or so for the reports to be ready. So let's just kind of go through one by one. And right now I'm just using the free version because I think a lot of people may or may not necessarily want to register for the paid version or sign up for a trial. The limitation with a completely free version after you log in here is that you can only conduct 3 free daily searches available. Searches include things that you can type in these, keyword analyzer, content ideas, etc. So let's go to dashboard. So the scanning is still in progress and you're able to get a quick report of how your website performs overall. And next is rank tracking. You're able to see all the keywords here on your page and how they rank. And also something called SD, which is SEO difficulty. The higher the number, the more competitive it is to rank. So you're able to learn a lot about your own content. I won't get into too much detail here from my own website, but next let's take a look at Keyword Analyzer. Here you get search volume. You're able to see the top keywords that are being searched for that direct people back to your website, as well as CPC associated with them as well. Here are the content ideas. Let's first go into keyword ideas related to Zoom timer. So if you're like me, a content creator who focuses on a lot of variety of content, this will actually be very helpful for you to kind of zoom in on a particular keyword. For me, I'm kind of known for Zoom Timer. It is a major digital product that I sell by volume on my website. So as you can see here, now there are additional keyword ideas maybe I want to consider adding to my product page, adding to my blog posts.
and the CPCs right here. This is kind of simple, actually. What you can do is you can select these keywords and you can actually copy them to a clipboard. This feature is quite helpful. There you go. So let's take a look at keyword lists. So here you're able to create your own keywords just as an organizational tool. I think could be helpful for some. And lastly, content ideas. Here you're able to look at your competitors or where, let's say, Zoom timer has been mentioned on other people's websites and what they could be. So you're able to click on the drop down and kind of dive in a little bit deeper. If you want to look at an upgrade to look at all the other content ideas, you'll have to sign up for the 7-day trial. Next, let's take a look at competitive analysis. When it comes to traffic, as you can see, it's now showing me roughly in the past 4 months of how I am performing. And to me, that's actually enough insights for me to analyze how I have been doing and what the trends are that are changing on Feisworld.com. You're able to look at by country. You can see how these keywords rank per country. And every time as I click on a new country flag, you can see they basically re-rank. And you may be wondering, what can you do about this type of geographical or country information? I would say that that's something to be aware of, to think about, especially if you work on courses and digital products where your customers may reside, how people from different parts of the world may need you to create or talk about things differently. This part is particularly interesting to me because, I have a variety of timers from 30 seconds all the way up to, 90 minutes. And here it's showing me by volume, 20-minute timers surprised me to be a popular option because I sort of know from my sales that those lower minutes, I would say under 5 minutes or under 10 minutes have been the most popular. So I could definitely be wrong, but let's go ahead and click on search results. And what's also fascinating about that is now I know who my competitors are. They may or may not be selling the exact same product, but they also talk about and they rank for the same search term. I'm not seen on the list here because I am not ranked in the number 1 position. As you can see here, I'm number 24. Not only are you able to see the positions, but also the estimated visits. Let's take a look at top pages by traffic. In the past year or so, I developed a digital product, which is a Zoom countdown timer. Lastly, similar website. So I have to say that I'm flattered to be ranked next to Zoom. I don't know how helpful this particular analysis is. I know that I talk about Zoom a lot and I create digital products relevant to Zoom, but it's certainly not the case that we are comparable websites. Lastly, there's something called the SEO analyzer. So Ubersuggest stopped me short of getting my report because there are more than 150 pages on my website. My website has existed for many, many years, more than 8 years actually. But if you have a lighter weight website, you're able to definitely get an SEO report. Hey guys, I hope you find this helpful. Definitely, I trust Neil Patel. I think his information, his YouTube channel, he really gives away a lot of important information relevant to SEO and growing your brand. So let me know in the comments below what you have learned about your website, how you're able to implement some of the lessons learned to grow your traffic, grow your content.
Look, the reason why I want to create this video is because my website does not get nearly the amount of traffic of Neil Patel's website or a lot of top influencers. I want to show you a realistic, reasonable example. In 2020, my website traffic went way up to, well over 10,000 unique visitors a month, which was huge for us. Prior to that, I had maybe a few thousand at the most, and it was very inconsistent. Nowadays, in 2021, the traffic settled. I'm also pivoting and kind of reinventing myself as a content creator. I think as creators, we all have to do this. And sometimes we experience this dip, a dip in traffic, a dip in our emotional stage when it comes to creating content. Things that used to feel easy may now get a little bit harder. So I think this is very necessary for us to face. In the description below, I'm going to share you a slightly different version where I am using Ubersuggest's paid version. I'm showing you a different video where I'm going a little bit slower and showing behind the scenes kind of my thinking process in addition to just using the tool. Because in reality, as content creators, we sometimes have to take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We don't always know exactly what we're looking at. We have to prioritize in terms of what might be helpful and maybe what's not going to work for us, even though it worked for a lot of other people. I want to be very authentic and I hope you enjoy this format. I look forward to your comments, questions below. Also, let me know if you like this type of content. For us as creators, it's even though we're not going to be experts in every field, we really should know about all of these things. So it's not just about Zoom, virtual meetings, how to present ourselves on camera, but also building an actual business, a website side of things, SEO, how to create content strategically, how to build an email list. So more of this content to come, and I look forward to keeping you here. So please hit subscribe if you like it.